issues with the car, bit of diff fluid.
We are standing on the corner of Pinnacle Road or Binge Track and Plenty Highway. Sucks big time. Is booked in at Ford in Alice Springs. Welcome back to a new episode, people, and we are standing on the corner of Pinnacle Road or Binge Track and Plenty Highway, and our plan was to actually head down the Pinnacle Track into Altunga, but unfortunately our plans have just changed. We have got some kind of fluid, whether it's transmission fluid or diff fluid, we don't know, coming out of the breathers under the bonnet, and it's enough fluid that it's actually now right down underneath the car and it's coming out on the stone stomper. You can see it on the stone stomper and on the mud flaps of the van itself. So what was supposed to be two nights at Altunga pub and eco resort and head out to Ruby Gap and that sort of stuff, and also we might still be able to get to Trephina Gorge, I don't know, we'll see how we go. But that's what this episode was supposed to be. But we're now changing plans. We're staying on the blacktop and we're heading along the Plenty Highway into Alice Springs, and hopefully we can get someone to have a look at it for us and give us the lowdown as to where the fluid's coming from.
Hopefully it's nothing too dramatic.
Hopefully it's nothing dramatic.
Yeah.
So it only seems to be happening, what we think, is when it's in four-wheel drive. So trying to do a track like this, towing a 2.5 tonne van with a fluid leak is probably not such a good idea. In here, onwards and upwards, we're heading to Alice, and maybe one day we'll be back standing here to do this again.
Right, babe. Sucks.
Yeah, sucks big time.
We had so many adventures waiting ahead of us.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can get it looked at in Alice Springs, get back on the road the next day or two.
One, but it's easy. I could turn it up and blast his ears.
I don't know what we just drove through, but we've never had anything move.
Oh my God!
In the van before, and our cushions have come off the wall. What do you know? Off the back of the seat. Not that they're fixed to the wall, but
yeah,
that's the most amount of movement we've ever had. In fact, I don't know whether I want to be looking in your fridge.
Well, I need to get up there first.
Do you need a stool?
I'm going to need an extra skirt. The fridge will be fine.
Look at that. Beautiful.
Fine.
She's fine. So we're here at Wangardi Caravan Park, which is out the back of Alice Springs, just on the southern side of the ranges. So we'll be here. Car is booked in at Ford in Alice Springs. They're going to look at it tomorrow morning and find out what's wrong with it, and then whether they can fix it or not, we'll find out. Whether they can fix it straight away. If they can't fix it straight away, worst case scenario would be the day after, or we don't know, might be a couple of days, but it is what it is, unfortunately. So we'll sit it out here for the time being until we know what the story is with the car. Yeah. You gotta love change of plans, eh? So hopefully we can get it fixed tomorrow and still get out to Trephina Gorge the day after. So be it. Anyhow, we'll get the rest of it set up and go and get something to eat. We haven't even had lunch yet. And what time is it?
3:30.
3:30, and we haven't even had lunch yet. So, alrighty.
I don't. If the chair's there.
Not a bad view from our makeshift site. We're actually on a storage section of this caravan park. It's marked as storage, but I have to say it's actually not a bad little site. Unpowered and just tucked up the back. Like I said, we weren't supposed to be here. I'll turn around so I can see my face. That's better. Look at that. We weren't supposed to be here, and they didn't really have room for us, but they fitted us in an unpowered area. So we're out touring in our new touring vehicle, our little Suzuki Swift. And not a lot to it, I tell you. You don't even get a center armrest to rest on. So, but we're heading into Alice Springs just to have a bit of a look around into town.
Are we?
And, yeah.
Okay.
Why else would we be driving?
Well, because we're
picking up a little piece of aluminium. Decided that while we're sitting here, I'd reroute my solar input into the van because I think it's overheating our DC charger. More solar issues and power issues, but that's okay. I can get them sorted. So we're picking up a little piece of aluminium to mount behind a MPPT charger, and which we just bought. But then realised that when I got back to caravan park, all of my tools and everything are all in the car. So I can't do anything until I get my car back. So I'll sit and look at it and ponder.
And work it out.
And then get that sorted out later. I needed a little piece of aluminium to mount my MPPT charger to, and it does say to mount it to a non-combustible surface. So I have to say, we're called Swell Specialised Welding and Engineering here in Alice Springs.
Swell.
And yeah, they cut us a little piece, 150mm by 200mm, and you can't drive. I haven't got a seatbelt on. See, the car's telling you can't do that.
Put your seatbelt on.
You should check your passengers before you drive off. Anyhow, so they cut us this little piece of aluminium for free. That noise is really annoying. Hang on, I'll put the seatbelt on. So the car's happy. Gotta keep the car happy. So thanks to the guys at Swell Aluminium and Mohammed, what a legend, gave to us for free. With the car all sorted, hopefully, we've left the Wangari caravan park, topped up with water, and we're on our way out to Trephina Gorge for 3 nights, which will be very nice. Trephina Gorge is in the East McDonald Ranges, about 77 kilometres from Alice Springs. On the way, we took the chance to visit Corrobery Rock.
Corrobery Rock Conservation Reserve. It's a drone-free flying zone, no pets.
That's just a nice hole through the rock there. Very unusual. Yeah, a couple of cave up there. Yeah, really narrow. On the front it looks big and round and chunky. So Corrobery Rock is an eroded remnant of an ancient rock strata known as the Bitter Springs Formation. And they estimate it to be about 800 million years old.
The rock contains dulcitone and magnesium carbonate have been weathered to a malted dark brownish black. The orange and white colour indicate tropical weathering which occurs about 60 million years ago.
After that bit of exercise, it was back in the car and continue our journey to Trephina Gorge.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kind of miss this place I used to live back home.
We're all set up here at Trephina Gorge. What a magnificent location. Very deep in the gorge and so quiet. There's a little bit of dirt coming in, but no dramas for us. We're on site number 1, which is a good drive-through site. Reasonably easy to get. If you had a long van, you'd probably have some issues, but you might be able to reverse it back in that way. We did, given that we're not graced like a lot of others with airbags and stuff like that, is that we did have to do some serious chocking, which took us a little while, didn't it? We've got some pretty good facilities here, like even just in the centre. You've got communal fire pit, you've got barbecues over there, which I presume are either electric or gas. But yeah, plenty of tables, places to sit. Someone's decided to have a fire on the ground instead of actually where it's supposed to be. But you get twangers like that. And it's just where our bag is, so that's nice. We might have a fire in that later on. There is a main, I think it's a day use area over there. Let's go at that. Yeah, and there are also toilets down past where that aerial is, the solar panel. So we're going to do the Trephina Gorge Walk, which is a 2-kilometre loop. It takes about an hour. So moderate walk along the rim of the gorge with elevated scenic views. Okay, so we're starting our walk. Well, I did say it was going to be fun. We're not even 30 seconds into the walk and we're heading up there. Yeah, probably. It is. Be a nice slide. You want to make sure you don't take a wrong turn. You'll have to excuse huffing and puffing again. It's incredible to see the different wildflowers in bloom and contrasting against the red rocks. What are you doing? You want to go the 5-hour one way?
No.
Yeah, decisions. I was expecting to be going that way, but the path goes that way. All along the track, there are small coloured arrows to follow. Sometimes though, you do question the way they're pointing. It'd be awesome to pull the swing with water. Well, no sooner do we come down, but now we go back up. A bit of rock art in the gorge. that was the Gorge Walk. Nice little walk. Gets the blood pumping, and if you do it clockwise, you get to finish it off with a bit of sand walking as well. Yeah, back to camp for a nice cold one, I reckon. Well, some of you may be wondering what the result was with the car as far as what after we booked it into Ford. So yeah, we dropped it into Alice Springs Ford, or Centralian Motors it was, in Alice Springs. So they took it in, had a bit of a look at it, and diagnosed it as being front diff oil, not transmission oil. So it was actually the front diff that was pushing oil up through the breather. They seem to think that that is relatively normal when the front diff gets a bit warm and is working a bit hard. But anyhow, so they checked it right over and checked everything. They changed the oil in the diff, and they said it looked a bit dirty, etc. So they topped it up and said that it's pretty much right to go, but I am keeping an eye on it. Centralian Motors in Alice Springs were awesome. They booked us in really quickly, and yeah, basically had it diagnosed and had everything sorted by kind of mid to late afternoon on that next day. So that they were awesome. I was really expecting it to take a couple of days or whatever, but yesterday we did the Trephina Gorge Walk. Today we're actually going to do the Panorama Walk, which is 2.5k loop. Takes about an hour, which is a bit strange. It's longer in distance, but same time as the 2k. So this is it up here. So the red one up around the top, and it goes around that mountain. Yeah, let's get stuck into it. Get it done.
In front of you.
Oh yeah.
Amazing.
There's our little house down there. Woohoo, we made it to the top of the hill. Sensational view.
Awesome.
Don't fall off.
That's why I'm holding on to you.
Well, it's all downhill from here, I think. Because this is just a hill. Yeah. Not easy going. It's a lot of steps. So if you don't have a lot of fitness,
If you don't have a lot of fitness, you can do it. Because I don't have a lot of fitness.
you can still do it. Just take your time. That's the comes down to just a lot of steps. There you go, that was the Panorama Walk. And when they say an hour, they mean an hour. We actually covered it in right on 1 hour.
John Hayes Rock Hole. High clearance vehicles only. In for a bit of four-wheel driving. It's a drain-free zone.
nice campground in here, but certainly wouldn't recommend bringing your caravan in. You probably could, a very small van, maybe, but very tight, reasonably, I won't say rough, but it'd be a slow drive in, and you'd have a lot of pinstripes. Probably not recommended. So John Hayes Rockhole. We're going to do the Chain of Ponds walk, which is grade 4, moderate to difficult, 3.5 Ks, 1.5 hours. So it should be interesting. So it's this one here, up and around there. But see how it goes. Should be good. We're all armed up with our fly nets and walking gear. Tam's going to put the hike on her phone, on her watch. So there we go. Let's go. Look out, you've got to stand there with your camera and point. The leaves are actually formed like a little funnel around the... Wow, I haven't seen that before. Oh, Spinifex grass is a little spiky in the legs. Tightens up. Kind of really strange temperature wise. It's kind of temperature gauge on the car was only reading 13 degrees, but so it's kind of cold enough to have a jumper on, but then when you get into the sun it really warms up, so you feel like taking a jumper off, but as soon as you get in the shade it gets really cold. So it's kind of a catch-22 situation, you know, stay cold or be kind of just comfortable and sweat a little. And for this section of the walk, it's a case of spot the arrow up ahead and aim for the arrow. So next arrow is down there on the tree. It's pretty much a creek walk. So as we've come down the river here on our river walk, and we're slowly starting to get more and more into the gorge, so it's worn its way down into the valley. There's a big cave up there. Just keeps getting better and better the further you go down. Just imagine the amount of water that would be flowing down through here during the wet season. You got water. You actually got a pond. Beautiful. See the moss or the algae on the rocks, which is dried out. Looks like they're actually growing hair. There's like two gorges meet. Interestingly enough, being in a national park and no dogs allowed, obviously Mr. Dingo has come down for a bit of a drink. The more the walk went on, the more challenging it got. Less worn pathway and more choose your own adventure rock hopping. But I'll have to say, the further we went on, the more stunning it got. From the towering red cliffs, the trees clinging to life from the cracks in the rocks, to the shimmering water in the rock pools providing life to the plants and animals in the area. Things start to get a little dicey, but we're following the arrow, so that's the main thing. I can see the top of your head. Anyway.
Not good for the knees.
No, knees are feeling it. Good for them though. Oh. We certainly said it was a chain of ponds, and here they are. Just when you thought you'd travel down deep into the gorge, it just drops away in front of you even further, creating nearly unreachable swimming holes.
We'll get there somewhere. We'll get up there somewhere.
Alright, so it is a little bit of choose your own adventure. Trying to work out where the arrows go, where they don't go. I'm pretty sure from here, whoop, get my balance, we now go up there. So,
Up where?
up there.
Okay.
Well, I think that's where the arrow pointed to. Yeah, see there's a green arrow up there.
Where is it?
Alright, so we scrambled up the rocks.
Literally scrambled.
Literally. Now we're scrambling up these ones. Bad knees, bad legs, bad back. Don't do this.
Oh, look, there's a green arrow.
Look, there it is, as we pop up over the top. Incredible, it'll be unbelievable to see water pouring over that. Ooh, Tam's going up to the edge. There it is down there. Absolutely spectacular. No lifeguard. So we're just walking up the path from the car park, which is actually the path for the rock hole itself. It's a short walk. Look at that. It's beautiful. That is magnificent. And probably freezing, I reckon. What's it like? It's chilly.
We're in the
At this point, I was trying to get over into the waterhole that was behind the rock wall. However, it's not advisable with a backpack with camera gear.
Well, that was a pretty specky walk around here. Quite impressed with my ability. A bit scary in some spots, but you know, we got there in the end. And now we're back at the car, so it's even better. Time for a bite of lunch. Until they smell the ham.
And then they'll be in like flies. Cheese and tomato. And the mayo is always good. Get to it before the flies do. So just reading an interesting fact about water pollution is that a lot of people come to this rock hole here and they swim each year. They've actually put a warning up there, or not a warning, but an advisory just to say that if you do come up here and swim, is not to wear sunscreens, like insect repellent or even deodorant, because that's actually washing off into the water and it's poisoning a lot of the water creatures and bugs and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, interesting fact is, you know, and of course I think the birds then eat those bugs, and then it causes disease and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, interesting fact. Well, that's it folks for this episode. Join us next time when we head out to visit Altunga, the remains of an old gold mining town, and someone even gets locked up. Hello!
What are you doing?
We then head to Nadala Gorge, or Ilrium, if you reckon I could get that right. And we even visit a remote outback pub and have a bite to eat. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, it's completely free, and keep an eye on our socials. Thanks for watching.